I will only compare. I only will argue with equals. That's called an intellect mindset.
Mm.
When you have a high intellect, why am I gonna dumb it down for people that's trying to learn what I know?
Gotcha. So what do you believe? That's the crux of the argument. Like, as
It's,
you grew up in church, obviously.
man,
You were at
listen.
embassies. I had you in
I
Impact Youth.
Hey, listen, man. I was there. I
You were an
was
actor in the
all day
plays.
long, man. That's when I tell y'all, I'm glad. That's why I was like, you came to me. We're
Yeah,
personal. So
yeah.
I can be like this with you. Look, it hurt my soul to find out the stuff I found out.
Okay.
Okay, trust me. I was in here angry
Mm-hmm.
for weeks straight before I can actually come out and be like, reiterate this stuff to people.
Okay.
Because it was distraught. It made me cry. It hurts
Mm-hmm.
to see this stuff that happened to my people, our people. Be honest.
Okay.
I literally can go back and tell. I can tell you. Go on my phone right now. I can tell you who my 10th grandmother is.
Mm-hmm.
Can nobody tell me that?
And you know this through Ancestry.com or
I
what?
know this just from paperwork that
Okay.
my people left, and that the government documented while they was working for my people.
You said how many generations, or what did you say?
That's 10th. So that's what 1600s,
1600s.
1500s. Yeah, 1500s, and we was here.
Okay.
Columbus got here in the what 17s.
Columbus sailed the
17s.
ocean blue in 1492.
14 was it 14? Nah, it
You
wasn't
remember that
14.
song?
It wasn't 14. It was after because what you call it? It had to been within the 1600s because I don't know 1492. That's a lie, man.
That's what I just remember from the
I know
song.
what you mean.
Columbus
Yeah. I
sailed the
know.
ocean
Like
1492.
they tried to, even though people don't know that Columbus, his name not even Columbus. That's not his real name.
Mhm.
So that's another like insight I found. Like that's not a real name. Columbus' name was Christopher Colombo.
Mhm.
Okay, and if you go look, you can go find out that. So our names, African American names, people that saying as African American, that's who you sign to a dead entity. So that's why you can't represent yourself in court. You that ask you like, do you want to do it? Okay. So what it is that scare you and the judges that scare you when you go in court and like, do if you want to represent yourself or not. They'll scare you when you go in there.
So, what do Black Americans believe about themselves, and what does the Bible say that's not factual compared to your beliefs and what you've come to see? Like, can you give me like what the Bible says and what you believe, or what Black people believe and what's not true? What you
Have you
believe?
ever heard of whitewashed?
Yeah, I heard that term a lot
Okay.
of
Have
times.
you ever heard of our story was put in reverse?
Not really.
Okay, so the Bible, I'm not knocking the Bible, okay? The Bible is nothing but a book and stories about us. But they made it where it looked like they was the ones that was the
When you say they, who are you referring to?
elites, white people. Let's go
Okay.
ahead and put it out there. White people, because that's what they put it on. They whitewashed everything. Anything that was black that we took control of, they put their face on it and said they did it. That's true. It's out there. Everybody know that. That's plain and simple. The culture, they want to be like us. They try to be like us. That's their whole thing. That's everything about it. Anything in this country was made by us. So it's like we the best athletes. We the best everything. Like they show you that we're something different. So that made me even more think like, let's dig deep. Knowing that the Bible, Christianity stems from.
Oh, let me hold you. You got something on your lip. I'll do you like that. It's off. It's off.
Appreciate it. But
I
knowing
actually came back off. It's right there.
that's my beard, man.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
It's all
It's
good.
gone now. I know people be distracted. Just
Yeah,
looking
it's
at
all
it, then zoom in.
It's all good. I appreciate you. But just knowing that the Christianity stems from Muslims,
Mhm.
Muslim stems from Judaism.
You said Christianity stems from Muslim. You mean the
They
other way
all,
around?
no,
Because Christianity was before it.
Christianity
Islam.
is the newest religion in the world.
Where you get that from?
It's documented.
But Muhammad came after Jesus.
Nope.
Oh, you don't think? Okay, all right, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
No.
I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Even though you want to say those names, man, them names are entities that they want you to believe. You know,
Okay.
It's a division tactic. Okay.
Mhm.
When our people was over here, Indians, they say they was over here. We call ourselves Nijis when we was here. They never will tell you the truth about anything because if they were to tell you that the wars that was happening was the wars of our people fighting for our land, that'd make people wake up.
So you saying that the Black Americans didn't come from Africa?
No. Africans didn't get here to 1900s, and that's documented.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
It's deep, brother. It's deep. That's
So
how it's
my
deep.
question on that
This
is
rabbit hole goes so deep it'll make a
the
lot of
melanin in our
generations.
skin. You know, the closer to the equator you get, the darker you are. So how do you account for the darkness of our skin if we ain't come from Africa?
Okay, so we was all created by nine beautiful. We're gonna call them black women, for I can make this easier for people. 9 beautiful black women. Okay, that's how this world was created. That's how this universe was created. It was a woman first that done this. You cannot create nothing without a woman. Okay, you need a woman to create. She was the first thing, and she was neither God. She was not neither a woman nor a male. She was both. Okay, she created all these 9 women. That's called the nine Anunnaki goddesses. That's created different type of races all around, but they all was melatonin. You cannot say Africa birthed a nation of a world of people. That's impossible. Everybody got their own origin. You got origines in every other country. Everybody was origines, and all the origines, copper tone people. You have origines of America. You have origines of Africa. You have origines of Egypt. You got, I mean, not Egypt, but England. You got origines. That's the Moors. They want to say they from America. Them the Moors. We was running the towns over there in England, but stuff got flipped around, and we got tricked. And now they thinking that we supposed to worship these people in England when they come on TV, but really that's our castle. But as some, people want to do their work, do your work. Because I did my work. I don't got time to be arguing back and forth about what I know. It's not a belief no more. It's just now this is the way of life. It's called a grand awakening because people got to see that lies that they built up on is been damaging to our people.
So are you consider yourself a sovereign citizen?
Brother, I am honestly, my name is not even mine, My name belongs to them. I can only speak on this name. See what I'm saying? I can only speak for this name because it's not mine. It's just part of the straw man. If anybody know about the straw man, that's like that's another big time story.
So what do you call your belief? What do you all call your belief system? What's the name of it?
It's not a belief system. It's a spiritual reality, as in knowing yourself. That's something a lot of people don't know. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you come from. You can't tell me. You can't even explain to me what your family heritage was, because everybody family had their own type of thing they did in their family. So, like for instance, mine was after sunset, they wrote where they stand around the fire, and they will all do these little rituals, not rituals they say because we want to
Hush
call them
arbors.
pretty much, and everybody praising their ancestors that passed. That's what we don't do no more. We don't honor the people that we lost.
So
We
you don't
don't.
you don't feel like that's paganism?
It's not. It's not. It wouldn't be, because honestly, if you look at it, we celebrated Cinco de Mayo,
I ain't celebrating Cinco de Mayo. I know what
but
you mean. Yeah.
they celebrate Cinco de Mayo and don't call it demonic.
Hmm. That's the Mexican independence, right?
No, Cinco de Mayo is the day that I don't even want to call they our brothers and sisters. Okay, I don't even want to call them Mexicans. It hurt my heart to even call them. That's a derogatory term towards them. But the Latino brothers and sisters over there, they are basically saying remembering their people is more important than worshiping something that doesn't exist. They are rather remember their people. That's what Cinco de Mayo is, the Day of the Dead. It's
I
to
thought the day and
remember.
the day was two different things.
It is at the same time they do the same thing on that same day.
Okay.
They remember their people. Regardless of where you go, you're supposed to remember your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
You're never supposed to want to be thinking of somebody outside of your people, because they are you. Your ancestors live within you. So if you don't remember your ancestors, they never gonna live in you. They never gonna. You got DNA that's not activated because that's part of the activation is remembering your people.
Okay. So with I want to say belief system.
Right.
Is there an afterlife or eternity in what you believe or what you know
Oh
to be
yeah.
true?
We this is why you see the pregnancy rate, and they trying to stop our race our race only base. Let's say that stop from having kids. That's our whole. That's the whole purpose of them messing with our food for us to stop regenerating because they like, why do they keep coming back?
So you guys against abortion?
Oh yeah, I'm dog. I'm definitely. If you're gonna lay down and have a baby, and raise them, raise the child, raise the God, raise the goddess like they are, and let them become great.
So is everybody on Earth considered goddesses, or just the melanated people?
I will say this is what it is. The melanated people, I'm gonna keep it real and cut, man. I have nothing towards my white folks. I got friends as white, so y'all are considered the lords and the kings. That's why we call you guys that. That's why you got you calling Lord that white man that they said it was.
Talking about Jesus?
Yeah, that's why they call him Lord. He can't get God. We are gods and goddesses. Okay, that's plain and simple. There's no such thing as Jesus Christ. They admitted he created that. The name that they tried to make name Jesus Christ, that it was a God, but his name wasn't Jesus. His name was Joshua, and he was just nothing like me. The same thing I am right here talking to you guys, trying to make you guys understand that you need to be a spiritual being and not worshiping something outside of yourself. That's the only thing he ever taught to you. He told y'all how that they flipped his story to make you worship the devil. They literally flipped his stories to make you worship Satan. It literally shows you that he the only person that can go to hell and heaven. Satan, the only person that can show you and elude and disguise himself as other people. He's been doing this for years on years. So you got how many religions?
You got the three major: Islam, Judaism, and Christianity.
Exactly. And then
but you got a whole bunch more. You got Buddhism. You got
exactly.
Hinduism.
All these years, he's been disguising himself as different entities to make you think and make people believe that this is the one. This is who you believe. This is who that you got to wait for. You got to get him. You got to get access to him first to go talk to God. When he told you, when Jesus told you, he's within you. Mm-hmm. So why are you trying to look without you?
Okay, so back to the whole eternity you don't believe in any salvation. That's a concept. That's the only biblical concept.
We're gonna die. Mm-hmm. Okay, this body you see today is just flesh. Okay, you have for us it's unique. You see, our white folks they got a soul, but they don't have spirits.
Okay, so it's two different kind of beings.
Yes, it is.
Or how many different kind of beings?
It's so you want to say you got a lot of beings out here. You got Pleiadians, you got reptilians, you got it's so many different type of beings. What now is running our world? That's running the elites that we call elites that you don't see. They can shape shift and all that. Pleiadians and reptilians, they working together to continue to keep the oppression on our people. But this sun getting hot, so that's why they've been trying to block it out. Honestly, it's been shamed out. If you go looking, I'm so deep in the conspiracy. You take your own camera, it's gonna be something like that pop up on your camera. The sun should never look like that. That means something is artificial.
So you're saying the sun's artificial, or are they blocking out the sun with something artificial?
Exactly. So it's something behind that that's real, and then you got something in front of that that's giving off their own type of frequency, own wave.
So with the solar eclipse that just happened, did that have any significant meaning to you?
I honestly no. I told people this on the solar eclipse. That was the day of spiritual awakening. Okay. That was the day the planets aligned and was to bring all the energy down to this planet. I told people to get grounded. I could care less about that. That was a distraction. Because if you wanted to be honest, the moon you would have seen the moon the same time when you saw the eclipse. The moon would have showed itself and not just been black going across. If you would have looked across without the welding glasses on, you would have seen that the moon was still out. And there wasn't an eclipse in the sun. I was in Texas at the time, and I was supposed to be in the path for totality where it was supposed to be pitch black. Never seen it get dark. It did storm. Storm went past. It was sunny the whole time afterwards, and I just continued to meditate, and we was outside enjoying ourselves.
I was in that. We were in that. We saw the whole.
People say it got dark.
It got dark.
Man, I'm telling you, I was in Texas, where and actually we was probably about an hour from Selma.
Selma, Alabama?
No, Texas. So
Oh, it's a
it's
Selma.
Selma.
Oh, okay.
It's a Selma. I was just in Selma, California. There's a Selma everywhere, and that's for a reason too. But man, the rabbit
So
hole is deep.
okay, this is my question to you on the other aspect of it. Do you feel like you have more joy since you've found this out
God,
compared to when you were a Christian?
because honestly, when you figure out that you are your creation, you are the leader of your world, that nobody else is controlling, the only thing you got to do is speak it and think it. Man, that's powerful. That's powerful. When you really know. See, they put that in the book, but they made you think that you got to worship this person to get to that. It's already within you until you start going within yourself.
So you believe in manifesting stuff?
That's real.
What
have
you manifested that you can
everything
say?
You can see? My kids you see in the day. My wife was told she can't have kids.
It's funny because I know your wife's family too.
I got 2.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just hey, man, I got 2 now. Working on another one.
Okay.
But man, no, I manifest a lot. I manifest this job way before I was living on Fifth Avenue. Right. I was spiritual then. Like I was telling my mama about the Bible and stuff. We was getting like my mom came to me. That's the only reason why I'm still pushing this. See, when she was here in the flesh, she was, food. But I ended up speaking to her in the spiritual realm.
While she was still living.
Beautiful. My mom is right now living.
No, I'm saying after her body passed, you said
right.
You spoke to her in the spiritual realm.
That's flesh, right? The flesh. This is like a costume. This right here is nothing. You really probably go, if you actually saw your form and who you are, you would be scared because you're like, oh, I look like that. But you shouldn't be, because that's natural. That's you. We light. That's all we is, light.
I got another question.
Go ahead.
Just it's random. I be having random stuff.
You got it.
Yeah, your beanie. Like, what's the significance behind that? Is it even called a beanie? What is it? A kufa?
Man, listen. So my guy, I had met a true Native American that was honest with me about my heritage, because he woke me up when I was he woke me up to it, but I wasn't listening.
It wasn't Pastor Roxanne's brother, was it?
No. He was actually, he came from the Chitawati tribe in Nevada. I want to say Nevada. Okay. And he just was traveling on the road, and he ended up getting stuck I used to work at Pilot. He ended up getting stuck at the bus stop. He was sitting
on Grant Street.
Yep. Okay. And he was just sitting there doing these all day. That's all he did.
His hair?
No, he was doing these.
Making those. Gotcha.
And then I came into work one day. Like, you know about your people? Because I always looked it like this. Even anywhere if I go, other races will come to me and ask me, like, man, where you from? Like, who are you? You need to go this place and tell me which way to go. And that's me listening to my inner conscious too. Because when people come to you and starts doing like stuff like that, you should listen. You should listen to like certain signs like that, because that's meaning something. My great grandmother Chanel, I would have not known all this stuff if she didn't document this stuff. Okay, she told my mom when she was a little girl, we Cherokee.
So could it be that, because I know your mother light skin, my wife, she has some Choctaw heritage. Could it be that your family, I could tell that you maybe got Native, like actually.
That's what I listen. I am not knocking my people that want to be from Africa. Okay, I don't care. But if you want to be from Africa, be from Africa. Don't say you're African American. Don't say you black, because they're not calling themselves that. They calling themselves what they are.
In Africa, you talking about?
Right,
like different tribes,
exactly.
Like Nigerian or
right. That's what they're going by. And if you African, you shouldn't even want an ID, because you should have your nationality ID from Africa. But you can go back to your tribe, back and forth, get to your land, everything. They should be coming here, y'all. That's what I'm saying. That's what they call it. My man Dan Calloway. It's a lot. If you ain't anybody, go find Dan Calloway. He knows a lot, okay, about this situation that I'm talking about. I end up running to him within my journey. I'm like, wow, look at somebody else thinking like me. But he far away from here, and he been trying to keep himself sane. But back to me. This is very important to my people, man. If you can really see where I'm coming from with this, you'll open your eyes a little bit deeper and not judge me too quick. And I'm saying you, I'm just saying the people.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I love my community. I would not want you to live on a lie.
So what about the people thinking that you didn't went off the deep end?
I knew that was coming.
Yeah,
though. My own family think that. They secretly talk to my wife. Is he okay? I don't want to know this stuff. That's
Yeah.
But when you put the glasses on, you can't take them off.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I can't do is force other people to see. Only thing I could do is teach.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't believe me, you don't believe me, man. But you can see it for yourself. It's getting worse every day.
So
It's getting worse every day out here in our community. Our kids getting worse. Everything is going downhill. Evil is taking over. If righteous don't stand up for righteous, then I don't know what's gonna happen.
So do you believe in a biblical concept of the Ten Commandments, or how do you feel about the Ten Commandments, like
I feel that's just I
adultery?
feel that is something that you should already know.
Okay. So you agree with those commandments?
I feel like that's something they trying to create and make to say like this what you got to go by. They're not going by it themselves.
So what is the statutes? How do
Because
you the guidelines, the doctrine you live your life like? Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do
it's
this.
it's it's righteous, right?
Uh-huh.
Anything in righteous, right? So if you see somebody out here robbing a bank,
Mm-hmm.
report it.
Okay.
It's righteous
Mm-hmm.
of you to do that. You saw it. You saw it happen. We don't even do citizens arrest no more.
Yeah.
Because people scared of being in business and talking. It was being righteous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry about it, but let's talk about the things the government is doing that's not righteous, but they say to be righteous.
Mm-hmm.
We go to wars and we told not to kill over here though.
So you don't believe in fighting for the country?
Thing is, fighting for what?
Mm-hmm.
What are we fighting for? See, look, that's what we need to go to. What are we fighting for? Deeply. And when you look at it, they say we're fighting when they go to these wars, and I got plenty of military friends.
Mm-hmm.
They go to these wars, they up in there, in God we trust and all this, and we're praying off to God. They going to war for God.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to break it down deeper, gold, oil, and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they go to war for all the time. They're not going to war to protect America. No, they're going to war to protect their lives.
You talking about the government? Because the
Yes,
people going to war for a whole different reason.
exactly. The people are going to war because they see what's going. They see what actually. If you look at these colleges around that's going on
Oh
right now,
yeah, I see. Yeah. All.
and see, I was trying to bring insight to people when it was just 3 colleges.
What do you mean?
They didn't know it started off with 3 colleges first. Texas, Austin.
You talking about when the protest started
right,
happening? Okay.
right. It started off with 3 colleges first, man.
Yeah.
I was out
Columbia,
Columbia, Austin, Texas, and UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
First schools to start this stuff up. Now it's across the nation now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for no reason. But the government gonna tell you these are people protesting for Palestine and read what their signs are saying. The genocide means a lot. Okay, you committed it on your own people. They committed on us with paper. Because once Martin Luther King was out there fighting for us, he even told it himself. He's sorry. Okay, we know he's sorry. We know he's sorry. He said it himself. He walked us in the house of fire. Once we sign that act,
if you go Civil Rights Act talking about?
Yep, 1968 Civil Rights Act is going to state that he fought for Indian rights. You're going to see that he signed us off to vote. Once you signed yourself to vote, you signed your rights off to them. So now they controlled all the land. Foreigners control all our land. That's what we're doing right now. We're living under foreigner laws. We're living under foreigner rules. Foreigners came over here to make everything about our land, and they made us run by their laws that's not existing.
When you talk about foreigners, you talking about like the Pilgrims?
So first you had the French come over here. Then you had you had England come over here. England, we call them Europeans, came over here.
Well, Spain first, because
Spain did not come over here until they start to take over the South, and that's when they called the coast. They tried to take over the South. That's who tried to take over the trade.
Talking about Florida,
right? Gullah Geechees gave them the business, and I know that they Indians.
Mm-hmm.
I know the history. Okay, they gave them the business because they was trying to come over there and take over the trade, which it happened. But now we're waking up again to it. You know what I mean? It's coming back again. Mm-hmm. They realizing like, wait a minute, didn't we win that war? We won the war trade because my people got plantations. We had white workers. The Europeans, they sent they crooks and people they had in jail to come over here as a punishment.
Australia, no, they did Australia.
They sent their people to America for a punishment. So this what they call a great Atlantic slave trade did not happen like they trying to say it did. It was Atlantic trade, but it was Atlantic migration, a great migration of the Europeans to America.
So, okay. On speaking on migration, how do you feel about the border being open right now and all that? What's your thoughts on that?
I was just in New Mexico, so we ran into some border patrol, and it's wide open.
So, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's bad. It's bad all the way around because they tell you that we're protecting the border, but then you go see it for yourself in the border. You literally, I could have had anybody in my car, and they was like, "Are you American citizen?" Yeah.
So you believe in the sovereignty of America?
I feel that if you know your history and you know you originated from here,
that you want to protect it?
yeah.
Okay.
It's called origines for a reason. I know. Even Malcolm X said it. Malcolm X was killed by his own people.
That is true.
Because he spoke against the government and the Muslim corruptness. Okay, they want to say he created his own Muslim group. No, he created that Muslim group to disguise it because the government was going to be on his head. Mm-hmm. He was fighting the government for what? Why would he make another Muslim group if he's fighting against the Muslims too? People got to look at that. He told people, if y'all don't want to be Originees, that's fine with me. Continue to run under the man that control you. Go by a name that does not exist. It's no country called black. I would not call that's black.
So your overall message for, because we're gonna wrap it up, your overall message for the people that's gonna be watching this, it might go viral, so it might be a lot of people watching it. What you want to tell them about yourself or about your message or just the main crux of the.
First, I'm gonna say about myself is that you can't break me because what I've been through, I don't think none of y'all would have survived it. Second, go do your genealogy test before trying to confront me. Genealogy does not mean DNA blood test. DNA blood test did not work in court. Trust me, I know. And even to tell you is 0.1% accurate. They're not gonna take that in court. If you go in with paperwork, that's what genealogy is, paperwork. And it's gonna show you. That's one thing the government did, and they stupid because they thought the internet was never gonna exist. Mm-hmm. They documented everything and we found it. Do your genealogy paperwork and you're going to find out a lot more than just you come from Africa and y'all were slaves. Okay. I don't want to be remembered as something that was little than nothing. If I knew I was first, I'm going to make sure I believe that. Okay. And I'm going to make sure my people know that you was first and never second. You should never want your children or kids or whatever you want to call them. I call mine gods and goddesses. Mm-hmm. To grow up thinking they was second to somebody that's trying to be like you.
And do you have a community of people that you fellowship with, or it's just you deep. Island on your own?
I wish I thought I was on the island for the first couple months. Okay, then I figured out I got people in Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, Mississippi, California. I'm around. It's a community. Mm-hmm. It's enough of us to say that it's time to wake up. Why is it that is 16 million people thinking the same way I'm thinking? We all can't be going crazy at the same time.
Okay. And if you got 5 key points that you want to tell, well, the black community should be doing different than they're doing right now, what's those 5 things?
Getting together with your family. Stand out of the workforce because that's what's keeping you away from your family. Get in tune with a craft that you always wanted to do. Move in love and always forgive.
Okay. When you say craft, you mean trade or what you mean by trade?
Craft, like for instance, my wife does this now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She can sell
so
this.
So you mean actual craft, yeah.
Craft. Okay. When you doing this right here, mm-hmm. made with your hands. When you hear somebody say, I made this with my hands, that's artistry. Oh man, yeah. I'll take it. Mm-hmm.
And so your wife is in agreement with everything. So you guys are on the same.
You can't nobody look. They tried to do it when they arrested me and people were trying to break her. Mm-hmm. Sorry. My chains are too tight. I broke the old chains to make new ones that's indestructible.
Gotcha.